What's up guys, Victor here from Motor Pro Performance from Sydney, Australia. And guys, today I'm gonna talk about servicing this Pcx150, this scooter. This scooter has 24,000 Ks, and be careful, this service is not only engine oil replacement, all right? So I'm gonna explain to you guys in this video very quick just what we have to do in this service and few things that you need to check, all right, and eventually replace it and if it needs to be replaced. Majority of the parts that I'm gonna talk here, you gotta have to replace in order to keep it in good condition, but there are a couple of other things that you need to check on your bike, because every rider rides differently. So let's start here from the CVT. So this bike here has drive belt, right? So according with the workshop manual, we have to replace it and have a look. It's getting very dry and cracking. So this drive belt definitely needs to be replaced, okay? So when we open the system, see it's a lot of dust inside. We need to clean everything. Clean this axle as well, put just a little bit of grease. This system here, guys, is the clutch system, all right? So we need to inspect the clutch system, see how the thickness here, all right? So we need to check the workshop manual and see which thickness they recommend. So this one is inside the specification. I cannot remember now on the top of my head, but then I checked before and it's so good. This is the flywheel, see? A lot of dust inside, so we need to clean everything there. All right, this is just the material from the clutch, but usually those clutches on the PCX, Honda deals and scooters need to be replaced after 40,000 Ks. But then if you're riding the bike with someone on the back all the time and a lot of weight, you probably need to replace before, okay? Also inside here we have bearings, okay? Those bearings is very common start making noise. So before you pull out the CVT here, you need to turn the wheel and see if you hear noise. If you hear noise, it's probably coming from here, all right? So after you remove these parts, you also need to turn here, because inside the gearbox here, we also have bearings and gears. And sometimes when you turn the wheel, you're gonna hear noise and can probably be coming from the gearbox of this bike, all right? So guys, here also we need to replace the transmission oil. So you need to lose this bolt here and then complete the transmission oil. I think it's 150 millimeters. Today I'm not gonna be talking exactly about the specification and the quantity, which oil. Is just explain to you what you need to do. And you always, when you're servicing the bike, you need to look the workshop manual, all right? As well, we need to open the air box. I haven't opened it yet, but then soon I'm gonna open this air box and check the air filter. Talking about here, we have these pulleys. We need to inspect these pulleys because sometimes they have they are worn, and then you see like has sort of imperfection parts on this. Is not so smooth, and this one here is okay. It's just on the end here, it's sort of has these marks. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sand it up with a very thin sandpaper, all right, just to make it nice and smoother. In here we have the rollers, and those rollers needs to be replaced, okay? Not sure if you guys gonna see on the video, but it has some flat spots on it, okay, like this one here. So we need to replace the rollers. And this pulley here is fine, doesn't need to be replaced. And always we need to replace the sliders, right? Because they are plastic and they wear out very easily. So see, this one here has a lot of marks. If you do not replace this, you feel a lot of vibration and noise coming from the system here, all right? And as well as every service we need to do, we need to inspect the brakes, you need to inspect the tires. Like this tire here, see here, we have the TWI, which is the tire wear indication. This one here, it's almost there, but I'm gonna recommend replacing this tire. Why? Because it's cracking, see? and on this side here it's not so even, so it's not safe, especially for the front one. We need to check if there is any oil leaking coming from the forks. All right, in this case here doesn't have, let's have a lot of things here in this axle. I'm gonna clean everything. Okay, we also need to check the rear brake. Obviously, in this case, it's this side here. If you see this part here has been adjusted a lot, of let's say halfway through, I would recommend replacing it. In this case here, it's all right because this customer did with us when we did replace the rear tire. So good tip for you guys, when you're going to replace the tire on the scooter, especially the rear one, which is harder to replace, we need to remove the exhaust, we need to remove the rear shock, and then we need to replace this, take off this part as well. It's quite a bigger job. It's good for you to do also the brake shoes, the rear one, if it needs to be replaced, at the same time when you're doing the tire, because in that case, you're gonna save on labor. For example, when we are replacing the tire here in the workshop, if the customer say, oh, look, I would like to replace the brake as well, we don't charge extra labor for replacing the brake shoes. Why? Because it's a very simple job to do when the wheel is off. So we do as a courtesy here, like we give this service to the customer and we just charge for the part. So talk to your mechanic as well if he can do that way. I think that's gonna be helpful and doesn't take the mechanic longer just to replace the brake shoes, all right? I would say maximum 5 minutes. So yeah, so this is basically what you have to check here in the CVT. As well, we need to replace the spark plugs, okay, and do the valve cleaners. I'm not gonna explain how to do it, but it needs to be done, and I'm gonna recommend you to tell your mechanic to do this job if you are bringing the scooter to do the major service, all right? So if you cannot do this job, if you are here in Australia, we are in the eastern suburbs, as I said, Banks Meadow, close to Botany, or here close to Maruba as well. We are happy to help you out with this if you need anything. We are here in Australia in the business for 2 months. Now it's 2024. We are basically just starting here, but we have been very busy because we love what we do. We like doing the things right. We are not the cheapest, also not the most expensive ones, but we like to get the job done properly, all right? So keep your eyes open here on Instagram, or also on our YouTube. So we're gonna be posting different videos. Also, I'm gonna talk about some race bikes that we do, like major services that we do here as well. So it's not only on scooter that we work in many different kind of bikes. So follow us on Instagram if you like to see our day by day, what we are posting there. It's motopro_performance, and send us a message if you need anything, all right? I hope this video helped you somehow. I hope you could understand my English. Not the greatest. I'm still learning, 4 years only learning English. So I still have a long way to go, but I'm happy to record this video to you guys. Thank you so much, and I see you in the next video. Cheers.